I'm Amber Davies and welcome to Call to Stage. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. Hi guys, welcome back to Call to Stage with me, Amber Davies. Now, I have somebody sitting next to me who the last time I saw them, we were swinging around a pole in freedom.
Was my mum there as well?
Yeah, she was. It's the wonderful Rob Madge.
Hello. That was a long time ago now.
2 years ago.
We should do it again. Freedom's closed at the minute though, isn't it?
I know. I went out on Friday and I looked in like that, popped my...
Just hoping.
I was like that, oh no.
Open the gates for me.
I actually think the last time I was there was with you.
Yeah, I would say so. I haven't been there in ages.
And we will talk about it, but that night you were up for an Olivier.
Oh, yes.
You were. Do you remember that?
I do.
Casual night.
I do remember the Freedom Pole more, though. That's the lasting memory from that day.
I just remember me, you and Leighton swinging around the pole. Your mum was definitely there, and I had Leighton's glasses on.
Yeah, I remember it. I've got the pictures to prove it.
God.
We should put them in here somewhere.
Yeah, we should. We should put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, just to get the ball rolling,
Yeah.
pick any show you've ever done. What's your pre-show ritual?
Oh, someone asked me this the other day. I love a Jakeman's and they're totally useless.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think they're so useless, but I love them. So I'm addicted to Jakeman's. I have Jakeman's, Fisherman's Friends, all the things that just numb your voice rather than fix them. So that actually you're making it so much worse for yourself, which is why I have so many problems now. Who knew? Jakeman's, Fisherman's Friends. I do like a steam every now and then.
Do you?
But I'm getting to this point now where actually I think all of that stuff actually gives me more anxiety than calms me down.
Is it like if you don't have a Jakeman's, you're going to be shit?
Yeah, that's the thing in my total, what's the word?
It's like mind over
matter, exactly, yeah. It's it's
You're
so
corrupt.
useless. Exactly. Totally. But then I always think like, oh, if I were to crack and I didn't have the Jakeman's, that's why.
Yeah.
So it's mind over matter, but nonsense. But
no.
Now I don't do that much. I do a normal warm
not?
up. I do. Did you see this TikTok that went round of the alphabet on Broadway?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. It's on Instagram. I literally watched it yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
And her vocal warm-up literally starts from the minute she wakes up.
The minute she wakes up,
Yeah.
and she doesn't speak until she gets into the theatre. But she's popping every single tablet and doing all of the things. And
The nebulizer.
if it works for you, amazing. But oh my gosh, I would have so much anxiety.
I know. That is what you call selling your soul to the job.
To be fair, I can't compare. She's alphabet.
Yeah, she is alphabet.
You do.
You
do your routine, darling. You do it. I am. Oh my gosh,
We would be doing the same.
I would be doing the same. I get through 3 packets of Jakeman's a day.
What about a vocal zone? You ever put one of those?
I have popped a vocal zone. They don't quite do it for me.
They're dangerous, I think.
Do you think?
That's fully numbed.
Fully numbed.
The vocal folds are numb.
The way we talk about it as though it's like a class A drug. They're really bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
don't
mad.
do it.
Don't
get addicted.
Don't get addicted to vocal zones, kids. It was the number one piece of advice my vocal coach gave me. It was like, don't do any strepsils, vocal zones. Don't do it.
Oh, was it?
I ignored it immediately. Yeah.
Because that's me.
That's me. But yeah, she was right. But that's what I do. So that's my pre-show routine, useless things.
Now, I've only discovered this about you today.
Yeah.
Child performer.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So you did Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Macbeth.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oliver.
Done a research. No one knows about Macbeth. Yeah.
Gavroche at the O2.
Yeah.
I want to delve into all of this. Matilda, world premiere.
World premiere. Funny story about Matilda. I was the one and only, well, there were 3 of us, 3 boys that played this part. We were the only Reginalds. It got cut when it moved to London. So if you look on the Wikipedia page of Matilda the musical, it's got all the children and it's got, like when you say Stratford cast, London cast, Broadway cast, how they have the column. It's got Reginald, Rob Madge, Tom McGarity, Elliot Allinson, Stratford, and then does not appear.
Oh no!
So that's iconic.
And what was the reason why that role was cut?
Oh, there were 11 children. They wanted 10. And Reginald didn't add much to the party, I'm afraid.
Oh, did he not?
No, he had a swing. And
that was it.
Yeah, he was also the only kid that, for some reason, wasn't allowed to do any of the, the PE stuff in that Smell of Rebellion song. All the kids jump over a vault or do like a somersault. Reginald.
Did you get nothing?
I got a attempt and then and then
Oh,
fail.
what a shame.
I know. I was like, I could do this somersault.
You could.
They looked at us. They were like, these boys cannot handle this vault. So yeah, poor Reginald. But
Oh
yeah,
no. So Gavroche at the O2. How old are you?
14.
You were
I
14,
know.
Rob,
Tiny.
and you played the O2 Arena.
Yeah, I know. 14 and played the O2 Arena.
I would have retired
Out of context. Yeah.
But
I
that's
know.
big time.
I basically did. I was like, I've peaked now. It's all over. I went to university and
How did you cope with that?
I think it was just fun. I think I just really enjoyed it. It was like a hobby.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I wasn't doing it like 5 years later when I was at uni, I was like, oh my God, I did not appreciate
That
that
enough.
amazing thing.
How old were you when you did your first ever job?
9.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
really didn't have your usual upbringing.
I didn't. No. But I don't think I ever was usual.
No.
You know, even before I started doing the shows properly, that's all I
Yeah.
was doing at home was dressing up.
And I feel like as well, your mother is very important to you, isn't she? I see that on your Instagram.
She's brilliant. She's my best mate. She's absolutely daft and bonkers and
Nutter.
ridiculous. A total
nutter.
Jan, you're a nutter.
Jan.
Confirmed.
My nana's called Jan. Hi, Jan.
Really? Oh.
I'm a massive fan of you, Jan, by the way.
Oh, she's a massive fan of you as well.
Via Rob's Instagram, I'm literally like, there she is.
She is like, it has got to a point where I'm kind of offended when people aren't just happy to see me.
Yeah.
It's like, where's your parents? Where's your
Yeah,
mum? I'm like, oh,
yeah.
for God's sake. They can have it.
So have you always been really close with your family?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got a lot closer during the pandemic.
Okay. Did you move back?
Yeah, I moved back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
Your poor
So-
parents.
Honestly, poor parents and poor me. You should try it. You become so independent. And I was on tour, and I went straight from drama school to this tour, and so I moved out of my drama school digs, and then I was on tour living out of a suitcase, and then it was like, oh my God, I don't have a base to go back
base.
to. So mum and dad, hello. But then I found a lot of videotapes and
that's where
So-
a lot of
so
things
thank
were
goodness I moved
born.
back, I guess.
Put it like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
You know? You've mentioned uni a couple of times.
Oh yeah. I went to Warwick Uni
And
and did English. So basically theatre. Yeah.
you did English
Did English literature.
for a degree.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I know, but like all I really did was like the acting society,
There was acting society
the
there
drama
then.
clubs.
Did you love it?
I loved it. I was president of the musical theatre society.
Were you?
Of course. Why are you shocked? Rachel Berry here with no hair.
A bold Rachel Berry.
Poor Rachel Berry.
So you did drama school and then uni, or the other way around?
I did theatre school as a kid, so I did Sylvia Young Theatre School.
Oh, you're a Sylvia.
I'm a Sylvia's, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a jazz hands. But then most of them went on to like Betty Lane's. I didn't want to. I wanted to do A-levels. I don't know why.
And also you have an English degree, which I don't think many musical theatre people can say that. I only have GCSEs to my name, darling.
Hey, my GCSEs, I was a flop. My GCSEs were so bad. I failed
Did you?
like everything.
Yeah, but to
I
be
got
fair,
like
I
one
don't
A
think
and
you-
it was in like expressive arts.
Shock.
Oh, shocked.
Oh my gosh, that's such a shock.
Oh,
But
God.
I feel like no wonder, because you probably were never at school.
No, not really, I guess.
Not
No.
doing how many shows a week.
Yeah. Sylvia's are very well prepped for that though. They're all doing it.
Right.
So they had a system where if you missed a class, you had extra homework and
Right. Okay.
all that stuff.
How many shows a
No.
week did you do from 9 years old?
I'd say there was like 5 Janes and 5 Michaels in Mary Poppins. So we'd do about 2 a week.
Oh, okay. When you did Oliver, was that the same?
Oliver, there was 3. So I went from 5 to 3 of each role. So we did a little bit more. We did 3. I remember being very sad in Oliver because you had to do the matinee and the evening.
Oh, God.
And in
2
Mary
show
Poppins,
day,
yeah,
darling.
on Mary Poppins, there's always one standby. It's the standbys in the dressing room for the matinee. They'll then do the evening and vice versa. But Oliver, no, none of that. We had to do. God, they had us working hard.
Really working
Those
hard.
urchins.
And then adult life.
Oh yeah,
You
I
were
haven't
in
really
Les
done.
Mis.
Yeah,
And then it got cut.
and then it got.
Sorry.
then it got
Oh,
cut.
sorry.
Yeah, all the theatres closed. didn't they?
Pandemic.
Yeah, it's a sad time. I did it as an adult. I played the man who gets crushed under the runaway cart.
Not very your type of
Not my casting.
casting.
No, a bit part, but you know, we have to do those jobs every now and then.
But it's still on the CV, darling.
It is. I tell you what's something really funny about that story. That part always gets cut if there's like a concert version or something. They always get rid of the runaway cart bit where Valjean has to lift this. Oh, it was my dream role. They always cut it. And Claude Michel Schoenberg came to watch like a sing through of us all do it. And when I sang those lines, he goes, "This is the bit where I go for a cup of tea." I'm like, "You wrote it, darling."
Seriously?
He did, yeah.
Did he go for a cup of tea?
Icon. Yeah, he went for a cup of tea and he got himself a Kit Kat. I'll never forget it. He goes, "I like a Kit Kat."
Oh.
Like, what's your favourite chocolate, Claude? A Kit Kat.
And then you did Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yes, I did.
Is that a tour?
Yeah, tour.
Do you like touring?
No.
Really?
No.
Is it a no from you?
It's a no from me. I love going to the last tour I did, the My Son's Queer tour. I absolutely loved that because it felt very special to take a personal story home. So that was really lovely. And like all the people from the local village pub who, as far as they're concerned, I'm that lad in London that does theatre, so they're never really known. And then they came to watch it and they were like, "Oh, that's what you do." And I was like, "Oh, it's lovely to be able to bring it to you."
Oh, that's so wholesome.
I like it for that reason. I find touring a big show very, very difficult. Your whole life becomes your whole work. Like there's no divide.
Yeah.
And I find that really difficult.
You do sell, like your social life doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know? So you're
beyond
kind
the parameters of work, I feel.
Yeah.
So it can be very difficult. But I've always worked with great people. So we've always, to be honest, touring is where I've made the best friendships.
Yeah, that's so weird. So have I.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd say about touring is experiencing the different theatres. I do love that.
Yeah.
It's quite special, isn't
Where's
it?
your favourite theatre?
To be honest, I did with Viv, because it was such a big sing. My favourite venues would have been the ones with the best sound. So I'd say Wales Millennium Centre.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Rocked my world.
Yeah.
You know, that made me horny. That
Oh my
venue.
God. It's like a symphony hall. It's like, it's an arena. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's always very exciting to do it.
I found Dublin, the Board Guys, gorgeous as well.
Yes.
It's like so intimidating when you get out there and you just think like, you know, when you do a run in the West End to like a certain amount of audience.
Yeah.
And then you go to somewhere like that and it's just like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is, my bum's going here, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Bedknobs and Broomsticks, how long did you do that for?
It was 9 months. It was a full pregnancy.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was. It was a 9-month contract.
And when did you come off that?
May 2022.
Mid-pandemic?
It was like one of those shows that I think they were sort of testing the waters with bringing theatre back. So we opened it in August 2021. And like, yeah, so for the whole job, everyone was in masks whenever they weren't on stage and everyone felt like they couldn't really socialise afterwards, but they did.
Yeah.
But it was
we
allowed.
bubbled.
Yeah. We were all in a big bubble. So pubs were open. You know, it was totally allowed to do all that stuff at that point, but we still felt this kind of responsibility. And then, of course, like, remember Omicron? Do you remember?
Yeah, because I got shot on Omicron with Bring It On.
No.
The tour? Did the tour survive Omicron?
We lost a few shows,
Right.
but we came back stronger. But it was... Why did I say that?
Came back stronger.
I think it's you saying...
Came back stronger.
But did you survive? Like,
It was me. I raised the intensity, didn't I?
You did. But we came back stronger. What am I on about? That's so funny. Actually, go red. That's the most embarrassing thing I think I've ever said.
I actually have the funniest story about Omicron, right? Well, it's not funny at all because we were so sad when we got cancelled. So with Bring It On, we got cancelled 9 months early. It was meant to be a tour. There was a scent of COVID in the building. Right? One of our stars, Lewis Smith, who's a gymnast, wasn't feeling too great. So he was wearing a mask on the side of stage. Sorry. And I just remember that the boys were entering, you know, they're like gymnast boys, you know, entering the scene. And I just looked at him and he was walking onto screen. Into the scene with a full mask
forgot.
on his face.
Isn't that hysterical?
I still remember it to this day. And like, I just thought, what
a time.
are we doing?
What a crazy, crazy time, honestly. There was one day in Bedknobs when so many people were off that it was Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve 2021, and all the families were out ready for Santa and for the magic of Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And there wasn't anyone in the building that was insured to do the special effects.
Okay.
So Diane Pilkington, West End Wendy leading lady, former Glinda and icon of life, had to literally put a broom between her legs and just hop while we're all doing this these huge vocals, these huge magic and she's there just and we had to push bushes past her. When it worked, it looked amazing. But we were pushing these trees and these bushes past Diane Pilkington. She had to go out to the audience before the show started and give a disclaimer. She goes, "Hello, children. I've lost some of my magic today."
Oh no, not the loss of magic.
Oh, it was so funny.
But
I'll never forget.
When you think
seeing
about it, iconic moments.
Iconic moments, yeah.
That you'll remember forever.
Yeah. Oh, I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. But it was an iconic moment, and you know it was.
And then you went on to do Millennials with a couple of people who we've had on here, actually.
Who have you had?
Georgina Castle, Hannah Lowther, yourself. Luke Bayer was in this morning.
Was he?
He was indeed.
Giving him a little interview.
He actually told me to say to you, Barry M.
And I'm literally wearing it now. Barry M. Oh, where is it?
You're going to have to give us context to this because Luke didn't.
Luke Bayer bought me this, and whenever he comes to see me in a show, whenever I go and see him in a show, it's our tradition to get each other this plumping lip gloss. So on Millennials, Luke had this lip plumping gloss, and I thought, that makes his lips look lovely. So can I have some, please? And he introduced me to it. Anyway, the funny story is, I went to go and see him in Ushers, which was at the other Palace. And he saw me on the front row, and there was an interval in it. And in Act 1, he looked perfectly normal. Then he saw me on the front row. And then the interval went by, and he came back. And when I tell you, the lips looked insane. He looked like he had got fillers in the interval, fully, he put too much on. I watched it, I was like, Luke, that's dangerous. And everyone around me was like, what's happened to Luke Bayer's lips?
Were they just swelled?
They just, yeah. So you're meant to put one little coat on, and this is XXX plumping.
Oh.
Was it XXXL? So this is intense. You're meant to do one layer, and Luke literally just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It looked like he'd been stung by a bee in the other Palace. I was like, Luke. The usher started perfectly normal, and then Act 2, the usher was like that. And Luke was like, after the show, goes, "Did you see my lips?" I went, "Could I miss them, Luke?" Everyone in the theatre was talking about it. You should have seen his castmates when he walked on. They were like, Luke.
I wonder how many people are going to now go and purchase that gloss.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Yes, you should get sponsored by them.
We should.
Wasn't I referenced in Ushers?
Were you?
I think I was.
Yeah, probably.
I think, was it something about... Wait, it might not have been Ushers that I was...
Yeah, you might have been. There was many a pop culture musical theatre reference in Ushers.
I heard my name was mentioned.
It probably was. I remember I wasn't, and I was gutted. I was like, they've got everyone except me.
Now let's move on to the life-changing moment, really, for you.
Yeah.
Which is the musical that it is written and performed by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Which is... that one.
That one.
Sorry, didn't know which one you were going for there. My sons are queer, but what can you do?
Yeah.
I saw it was a gorgeous little bio about the show, and it was about your love for Disney and dressing up as a child, and also inspiring your journey of discovering that you are non-binary.
Yeah.
What even made you think to do this, write this?
So I was sharing a lot of the home videos in lockdown, because I thought they were really funny. And then someone left a comment that stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just literally in response to a video of me dressed as a Little Mermaid and my dad, being the sea witch. I posted that, and then somebody replied, and I remember the comment. I put it in the show. It goes, "Hi, my beautiful little girl is now an extremely handsome little boy, and I'm blessed to have him as my son. But unfortunately, when we came out to his friends' parents, a lot of people have turned their backs on us." And she goes, "And I don't really know what to do, because I'm just letting my son be himself, and that people have a problem with that." And she essentially said, "What do I do?" And my dad responded, and he goes, "Well, if our only duty as parents is to let our kids be what they want to be, then we're doing a pretty good job. And I was like, that's so beautiful and so simple. But I was suddenly really proud of my dad. I was like, I had a newfound respect for him because he's the blokiest bloke ever. And he's an electrical wholesaler. He doesn't.
Okay.
He's not. I say he's not into theatre. He is now. I forced him to be, but he's not. I don't come from a theatrical family at all. So the fact that he could say something like that when you'd probably look at him and think, "Oh God, he's no ally." Do you know what I mean? Good parents deserve a tribute in queer stories.
Yeah.
Because so often people have poor stories of how they were raised.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I wanted to do something where people can see that is an option. That if you are going to be queer, you will be loved, like you can be, and you can love your children and you can love your friends.
I love that.
You don't just have to see the negatives all the time.
No.
So yeah, I just wanted to do something that was uplifting, and I thought,
was your dad?
that was a good way
Has your dad always been your number one fan?
I reckon so.
That makes I'm such a family girl, so that
Yeah, me too.
that is like
Yeah, I'm very lucky. Yeah, they've just like gone along with it the whole time. They've never questioned or.
They let you be who you wanted to be from a
Yeah.
young age. You can see that on what you post.
Yeah.
Especially from when you were little.
Yeah, to a point where I was like a tyrant. I mean, I was an absolute nightmare. I was a twat. I was a twat. And he was a shit stage manager.
Oh
He
my
was.
God, he was on special effects.
Oh, that would be Grandad. probably.
Grandad. I've
That'd be
seen
Ray.
Grandad.
Yeah, Ray was on Pyro.
Yes, I saw Grandad. There was a couple of costume chains as well, wasn't there, when you were younger?
Yeah. Oh, a couple.
Quite a
Oh
few.
my gosh, yeah. The airing cupboard was Wardrobe Village.
Was it?
It was, yeah.
Did you have a dresser?
Jan. Mum. Yeah. And Eva, Grandma, Granny Grimble, she sewed me all my dresses. She really did. She sewed me like princess
Did
dresses.
she?
Yeah.
That is just like such a beautiful story.
I
you
just
know?
wanted to show that like it was happening in 2001. Like,
Yeah.
because everyone now is saying that if someone were to post a video of their kid dressing alternatively, people would be like, oh, 2024, it's so gross. It's want like this and that. I'm like, it was.
Yeah.
We have existed for so long.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got the videotapes to prove it, was what I wanted to kind of show
And
people.
Did you ever in a million years think this show that you wrote, literally from like the purest of hearts, would ever be up for an Olivier, number one, and number two, transferring to Broadway?
No, like none of that was ever within my. I'd never even like entertained the idea, just because I didn't do it for that reason either. So I didn't ever want it to become bigger than it ever was in my heart. Do you know what I mean? I wanted it to still be my baby, and I feel like sometimes those external factors you can feel like you're losing it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I feel like the reason why it got as successful as it was is because you've approached it with that attitude.
Yeah, I think I think you can only ever stay true to yourself and your own voice, and then people will catch up, is what I've learned. Either people will come, you'll attract your audience, you'll attract the right people, and you're not wasting your time trying to be something you're not, and then therefore attracting the wrong energy. That's what that's what I try and go about my life thinking and feeling. But yeah, law of attraction, I believe in all that stuff a lot.
And you're so inspiring. Like you are.
You too.
Also, do you want to know a fun fact? You know
Yes, please.
that morning that you got announced,
Yeah.
it was me that was doing the announcements on YouTube.
It was. Oh my gosh, it was.
It
Of course
was.
it was. I screamed.
Because you put a video up and it was my
It was
voice
your
in the
voice,
back.
yeah, I
and I
remember
thought,
it.
how crazy is that?
I know. Oh my gosh, yeah, very special.
You did write another musical with regards to Broadway,
Less a musical, more therapy.
which I personally think is iconic.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And an incredible way of healing.
Yeah.
And a great way to profit off it, really.
In it, let's be real.
Get me the cash. Get me the cash.
Oh gosh, it was.
It was meant to go to Broadway.
It was meant to go to Broadway.
There's still a question mark over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got a feeling it's going to go.
Yeah. Well, we're still working very hard on it, and we are going to do something, I think, but we're going to approach it very differently and just be a lot smarter.
Okay.
So yeah, it was literally 2 weeks before I was due to have my first show that I found out I had no idea that was even possible. I didn't think that could happen, especially when the show title and my face has been on the marquee for 4 months. Like it had been there. The theatre was waiting for me, and all the work was being done. We were rewriting. We were going to have a live band, which we'd never had before. So all of those pieces were coming together. I had a cover. You have to have covers in New York, and so I was doing auditions for that. It was like my world. It was everything. So then
Time, energy.
Yeah. Then it's gone, and you're like, oh gosh, what was the past 6 months about? But then you have to sort of retrace your steps and go,
I didn't expect that.
I never thought it was going to happen anyway. So then when it came along, lovely bonus, wow. But then you get so warped in sort of what I was saying earlier, you sort of lose it. You lose sight of why it was important to you in the first place, because you get carried away and you get very excited. So as painful and as a really, really hard year, like it's been the hardest year I've ever had for sure.
Rob.
But I've worked really hard to sort of reframe it in my head. And see it as it's made me fall so much more deeply in love with the show in its original state, and with the people that worked on it, and with my family. I suddenly felt that like, we don't need to go to Broadway. Like the love that I have for my family and my friends, which is what the show is about, is
stronger than ever.
Stronger than ever.
Because in those moments in life, you have to have an amazing support system, and you do have an amazing support system.
Yeah, really, really lucky.
Yeah. And that situation can make you realise that 10 times more than taking a show to Broadway, your show to Broadway.
Yes. Something that struck me whilst I was doing press over there a couple of weeks before all the shit went down, and a question was asked, what category would you think you'd fit in for the Tonys? And I was like, oh, it never ends.
No, it doesn't.
It never ends.
It doesn't.
And I get like the razzmatazz of that and how exciting all of that is. But it's like, and then you get a Tony, and then when's the next one? And you have to really be present. I think we're always thinking so far forward, and it causes anxiety,
Oh my God, it does.
Not taking for granted the present moment is something that I'm really trying to work better on. Because I was like, oh my God, we haven't even opened yet. And then we did.
Yeah.
It's like, can we just at least do it first before we ask those questions?
So then you did Regards to Broadway.
I did.
Was it a one night only?
Yeah, we did 2 shows in one day, yeah.
I think Natalie, one of my really good friends, Nasty Paris, came to watch you and said, it was amazing.
I think she went with Luke.
Of course.
Yeah.
So was that literally just like a therapy show?
Yeah, I mean... It was actually
you as Norma Desmond.
It was literally me. It was me as Nicole Scherzinger. That was all I wanted to do. The minute I saw those photos of her with a jam donut down her chops, I was like, I am replicating that.
It was like the poster. I just thought unbelievable.
I know, awful, camp, very, very camp. I wanted to do something that really challenged how funny I could be without all of the videos and the music and I didn't have a director on it. It was really stand-up comedy. And I collaborated with Pippa Cleary, who also did the songs on My Sons Are Queer, and she became a little stooge for me. And we just played about together in her flat, and we put something together and then did it at the Garrick Theatre. I mean, it was crazy. It was a real test of can I be funny without all of that? And it was a really good day.
It was a success.
It was a success.
Always a success. You are currently in a play.
Yes.
Called Buyer Cellar.
Yeah.
And you shaved your tash and you're wearing a wig.
Honestly, I'm an actor now. People say, what's the difference between My Sons Are Queer and Buyer Cellar? I'm like, I've got a tash and I have hair. Other than that, not much difference.
Pretty much the same. That is currently on tour. No,
it's at the King's Head Theatre.
Until October 17th.
17th or 19th, something like that.
Yeah.
A week on Saturday
Which I'm going to come and see you.
Oh, cool. Well, let me know.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're at the King's Head Theatre for a couple of weeks, and then we do a week in Plymouth.
And then you are a Palladium star.
Oh, yeah.
So you will be returning this Christmas as in Robin Hood, not as Robin Hood.
Not as Robin Hood.
So what are you playing?
I think Puff of the Trees or something like that.
Tree number 3.
I think like General Fag of the Forest is sort of like my casting now.
But it is your 3rd time doing it.
Yeah.
Can, maybe give other people the opportunity to be in Palladium Panto?
Sorry, no. No. Really kind.
I'm relying on that income.
Gatekeeper's going to gatekeep. What can I say?
I'm just...
No, absolutely. Come and join us. It's very fun.
So we'll be there.
Would you ever do it?
I'm dying to do it, but they keep using the same people over and over again. They don't even bloody audition. Did you audition this year? No.
No, I didn't audition the first year.
No, exactly.
Michael Harrison saw me as a fish in Bedknobs and Broomsticks and went, you'd be a great cow. It's true. That's literally how it
if you could just maybe, I don't know, drop my name in the next rehearsal
I will.
room.
Why not?
Thank you.
Deal.
Okay, well, one last question is,
Yes.
what advice would you give 10-year-old Rob?
Enjoy your hair. Don't use so much hairspray because it's ever so thick and you'll be devastated when it goes. What else would I give? Don't take your stage manager, aka dad, for granted.
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself. Yeah, don't waste time trying to be anything you're not. It's such a cliche, but just trust that your individuality is weirdly the thing that's going to make you survive and thrive.
A star is is the word you're looking for.
No.
Yeah.
We'll make you a puff of the trees in Robin Hood.
Well, thank you so much for listening and thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Sam. So you.
Love you. Bye.